Alright, I'm here, and I need to sit on a thing before someone gets up, and there we are, thanks. Alright, and I will have the streaming thing popped. My feet are going to be on the floor, because I don't think the adjustment thing is here, is it? Nope, the adjustment's still not fixed on this. Let's see, but it'll do the job, this flying island of a thing. Alrighty, and do my secondary checks. Alrighty. So feel free to prep your plane whenever ready, and let's show them some things. Yep, all safe. Good to go. Thanks for holding the carrier for me, because it's probably good to get a relog, because this one's going to be a bit of a lengthy one. What is this here for? Oh, what is it? Coon's smoking hut on here. I don't need that. Let's detach that. What else? Right, I'm still using this thing. I don't know why. It's not for this tail. Whoops. Get rid of that. Okay. Alright, let's take this other standby thing off here. I'll actually be streaming on this one here. And there we go. Yep, that's all working. Big old Sky Carrier. For scale comparison, there's some on the deck. And Let's see. Newton, the gates are open with Tiffany, blah, blah, blah. That's something the MC's doing. Alright. Let's minimize that. Turn that to disable as well. Probably don't need this one blade thing, so I might actually take that off. Yeah. See if I can access that. I'll still retract it to detach. Kind of tends to get funky if I don't. Detach the blade. Brings it down a little bit at least. I am going to be running a little bit over my usual under 100 attempted impact today. I'll at least be able to siphon down some of this other stuff. Jacket may have an automatic handler for some of the outfits. This thing. Alright, we go off mic short for just a short moment. I'll be back here in a moment. Back on for a moment. Let's see here. 2 minutes till showtime. Okay. I don't know about you all, but it's warm out where I'm at today. It's reached 80 Fahrenheit. type. Let's see. On the front of... Let's see. Hey, Grease, see if you can park that a little bit on the forward deck outside of that rear res line, if you would. That way we'll have all the more activation available when people line up for launch and resing future planes. Plus, at this height, you really could just push it off the edge of the deck with throttling up and you'd be fine. Such as the bonuses of a Sky Carrier. There we go. I'm going to wear the one gun up on my hip, but I can still take the one out of my hand. As it is, if I do anything ornery today, it'll probably be to throw a soda grenade at somebody. It's not likely, but hey. Hey, Pill. Oh no, there's music. There's more music. I'm gonna have to find some like out of copyright music to roll on this. It'll probably be some AI tune or something that we put together. And people are like, you're using AI. I'm like, yeah, but everything else is copyrighted. We could pay someone. No, I have no income. No, I can't. If they want to complain about me using AI to have some music, then I hope they're willing to donate to replace it.
For me, that whole thing is, it depends on how abusive it is. If it's just ambient and you're using it as filler, they put it, and to avoid copyright, then that's its own thing because you're being upfront. You're not trying to disenfranchise an artist.
I don't think it's going to fool anybody at this point.
Yeah.
AI rock is very AI rock. Or at least whatever I'd probably be using.
Stuff that's good. The problem is you have people trying to program it not to cuss, and that's part of the problem.
Whatever. I'm not worried about that too much. Might play something funny like Ghost Daddy's Belt. That was a funny one. Ghost Dad's Belt was pretty entertaining. Alright, anyways, it's 6 minutes past the hour. We might have a clean enough. No, wait. Let me see. Looks like there's still a bundle of them at start point. I don't know if they're even started yet. Let me check the comms. Yeah, I don't see a go yet, so they're probably still hanging at port. Bigger yachts are going to have trouble here. No kidding.
Hey, I have a song for you, Street. You might get a laugh out of it.
Okay, is it copyright?
It's AI based, so I don't think so. It's
Should be fine.
parody.
Might run this on some quiet business here. Release the files. Epstein. Oh boy. Is it political?
It's a parody, but it's.
Oh Lord. It's still political though. That puts it out of our coalition rules.
Okay. Okay.
This has become the tip of the spear using armored cavalry tactics. I'll watch that other thing later.
I'm just being a dumbass. I just finished the parody because it's actually, the sad part is it's actually okay in terms of the lyrics and the actual performance.
Let's see here. Let's see what I can put up in the meantime here. The UN. Let's see what this message has to say. But anyways, airplanes are welcome to launch. Actually, let me see here. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Yeah, I don't know. Let me take a look again here. Oh, we do have a go. The other topless was chattering for some reason. We'll close out their tab out. Yeah, we should be clear fairly well to launch. There's still people back there, but yeah. See if you make your way to waypoint 2. It's probably going to be the best way to go about it. Waypoint 1 is going to fly you over start point, which you probably could do without.
God, there's a lot of fucking works here.
Yeah, once you get en route, you're probably going to want to mostly stay en route unless you're over some water and you've got a nice wide open spot.
I got slammed to a wall. My shit went off forward, so... Yeah, and I get a
relaunch. Let's see.
Yes.
There we go.
Thank you. had to pick it up because even though I was in the channel, there was orbs screaming at me.
I'm a YouTuber. Of course you have money. Yeah, sure I do.
Are people being stupid now?
No, Pill's just joking.
Oh.
Super high-end YouTubers? Some of them are.
Not actually. It's hard to be a YouTuber now because of how much freaking shit they make excuse for demonetization.
Yeah, that's why people don't bank on it.
Don't do once you can get caught red-handed, claiming that certain creators do not want to be associated with the YouTuber, and then posting ads for those ads on that person's video.
Yeah, they'll demonetize a giant robot game for having guns. Then they'll attempt to sell you a pullable gun holster that comes out of your pants when you pull the tab.
Yes.
Yeah, the double standards were extreme, especially for a while.
They don't even monitor the people that buy advertising screens. Unless you're right. I've seen some really messed up stuff on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care as long as somebody buys the advertising space.
Yeah, big corporations, big lies. That's all there is to it.
That's the problem I have. The whole
5,000
thing is that they're lying about like the demonetization, and then they change when people call them red-handed, they just change their terms. They say, "Well, we can still put ads on videos that we demonetize." No,
Yep.
you don't get to do that. That's called double dipping.
Yeah. Very misleading.
I'm surprised no one has actively tried to have a petty lawsuit sue them, saying you're still deriving ad revenue from my video, therefore you're stealing my content.
Oh, there has been. Very straight up.
Because I feel like someone could still sue them. It's already been proven in court that EULA does not hold water if the terms are torturous.
Filthy lucre.
Or are violated. If YouTube's saying the reason is that no ad providers want to be associated with content, but then put ads for varying ad providers on the content that supposedly was something that their partners do not want to be associated with, doesn't that constitute a violation and breach of their own terms? Because they're
Alright, Acre, get it off the deck. We gotta get going.
I'm trying to get it. I'm gonna find it again because freaking it ate my file.
You'll need to focus.
You did hear
You
me,
feel
ate
it
my
first.
file, I'm looking for the file.
Yeah. I know, but there's like so much balance.
Between points 36 and 37, you got some major towers in the way. Keep at least a 100 meter altitude.
I'll be able to see it coming.
Yeah.
You know what? If there's two
Almost got
towers
caught
there,
up
I'm
in the Ferris wheel there.
Plunge into the
If
towers.
there's two giant towers there, I'm going to put on my
Oh,
turbine, get on my 747.
oh gosh. I don't think there'll ever be enough time to make that joke work.
It's supposed to be horrible.
I'm gonna need to do that like probably another 20 years later.
Nope. People still be mad 20 years later.
Just remember, there are people that believe it never happened and that the two towers are still standing magically, just invisible.
I very much saw the video. It very much happened.
Yeah.
I was awake that morning.
Yeah, I saw it on live television from the second week.
I do still believe because the FBI was aware of these people that was allowed to happen. It was a
Well, they never take anything fucking serious until catastrophe. Just like everything else that's ever happened, they get word about it. They just they're like, oh well, whatever. And then when it happens, they're like, oh shit, maybe we should have actually said something.
Alright, carrier's underway.
They don't give a fuck. They get paid either way.
Let me see if I can make it to the channel here. Should be
Yeah,
able
it's
to
just
go on
got
stream.
fucking shut.
Are you
Motherfucker.
following that lane? That big old
Yes.
stick lane? I see somebody's
Something
crap.
is shucking me
And
because I try to get back into my plane, and this fucking orb.
On point 46, there's a big band line there, and it's a 0-second return. 0 second.
Whoop,
that's
whole
such a
thing just
real.
stopped.
Like, one of the other people, come the fuck out.
Controls. Alright. I'm gonna get to this more clear spot and reevaluate something.
There's fucking people in there. It's my wings in here, and this my fire. Don't touch it.
Okay. Let's see. I gotta go back the other direction?
Motherfucker! I'm getting pissed off about this thing because it keeps on shucking me.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking, this thing shucks me. As it pulls me out of the plane.
Hello?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to turn around. Yeah, I need to reevaluate. This is not going the direction I thought it was. That's alright. I just need to.
Fucking orb. I literally have an orb that says 5 seconds, but it's 1 second.
Yes. I was just transported back to my.
They won. I paid. Yeah, I paid. I don't work that up for some reason. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna get through some of this channel here first. So you'll probably see me along the way. Damn, I keep losing controls on this here too.
Alright, thank you. I'll be okay.
I'm not sure why.
Have a good day.
Might be something I'm wearing because I am wearing a bit more stuff than I generally do with this stuff. Oh, I think I know what might be doing it. Yep, I gotta take some off. I know exactly what's doing it. Because the speed back command is having effect. And lowering, so yeah, I think I know what's doing it. I'll have to just put them back on after I'm done. Carrier's not friendly with these. Okay. I'll also take this off here. Alright.
I hope I dealt with the big nerd and asked the orb already because it fucking grabbed my shit, held it hostage, and shucked me out of the thing. It wasn't 5 seconds, it was an instant. I thought the rule's supposed to be 10 seconds, isn't it?
Not everywhere. I don't think it is out here. Let me get this thing across this line and pivot. There we go.
And holy shit, on that edge, it likes to send my shit off world. Even though I'm not on the edge, it will say, force return my shit, and say it went off world.
Gosh, you curse a lot for a stream. Let's see. Alright, I'm now
So
moving
this
a
is
little
better.
better.
On YouTube?
Yeah. I'm streaming like right now.
Or
Alright. Carrier's making more headway now. I'm gonna try and speed this along. There we go. Need to get the moving map network online. That stopped itself from working. That's a square, but not a red zone.
No, this is what I'll wait for. Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely one of those runs you want parcel lines set on your mini map, and then play a game of irritating stick with the line thing that looks like a roadway on your mini map. That is the water channels.
For 2 seconds, what we're going to take you want to play it? You want to play this?
Okay, there's no red zones out in that clearing. It's not that I was able to tell. However, it's still kind of congested. Well, I guess it was there.
Teleport is currently blocked, so I might crash and have to relog.
Alright, yeah, I'm coming up on a sharp turn here myself. There we go. Gonna have to pivot that sucker. Alright, however, there does appear to be a red zone here, but it is in front of some congestion. I better clear out before I get some more feedback.
Right on the bus. That's smart.
Yeah, remember waypoints in a part are suggestions, but you do want to follow them pretty close this time. Just don't do it right on 3 ways unless you have a plan equipped for it. Even then, you might want to keep it a little bit gauged and slow. Because this is definitely a challenge run. Did I really lose control again? Yeah, looks like it. Stop and start that sucker. We need a better reset command for the carriers like we do for the planes. Because every so often I do get my controls popped. It's not the thing it was before. It's not what it is.
Oh my god, it's here. Wow. Instead of check the orb and try opening up a web page.
Yeah, if it's a particular market, feel free to document it so we know who to not buy from.
Lazy guys.
Straight.
Did you say my name's Street or Straight?
Straight.
That still sounds like a blend of the two, but I'll assume it's my name. What's up?
May I get a TP, please?
Yeah, let me clear this area though. I got definitely recorded reds here on the network. It's not a cleansely place to stop and try to, let's see, at least I can get a straightaway here. I guess I can put you on board. There's a chance you might fly off though, as I gotta keep my mushy body between the lines, even more so than the carrier, because that's what orbs react against. Alright, giving you a teleport. I definitely wouldn't try and launch from here. You'll just want to jump on a chair. Okay. Alright. And where did you go?
I went on the outside of the plane.
No, don't. Like I said, don't relaunch here. It's not going to work. Just take a chip.
Launch. I'm gonna sit down.
Okay, yeah, definitely sit. Because it's definitely, if you had the moving map on and were plugged into the network right now, you'd see lots of patches of red. Let's see.
Is it just this area of Python?
Oh boy. And I'm going to see about what this is going to do. Okay. Okay, I'm off to the right after this. I think I can take this like this. Alright. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, there's a lot of instrument flying involved with a run like this. Especially when you're a flying condo.
And you know the security
What
one.
the heck? Oh, I see. This way. Wow, that is a weird one. It's a weird little curve here. Wow, okay. It's the other way. I thought I saw the red over there. Okay. Well then. I literally have to turn it back the other way. There we go. And I'll just ram on through here. This one I need to go into this channel like an artery. Some of these here. Double tapped. That you should have, but oh. Sharp right. Ooh, that is definitely something. Let's actually try and do a little bit of cut across here. The dust should work.
check out the ruins of the TP?
You want a TP to carrier?
Yeah, that's like 4 times.
Oh, I'm like seriously concentrating trying to get through this. Yeah, I didn't hear it. I don't think I even heard it. Did somebody else hear it and not relay it to me? I don't know if the
I
mic.
have some cap too, I don't know.
Yeah, because my eyes are super fixated on this mini map and then the secondary map that is the network that you'll becoming accustomed to yourself when we relay you that tool, which is going to be a hell of a saving grace. Let me get out of this chop here. Alright. I can at least stop here and then get you on board, but don't launch from this position. Throw me an IM. That way I can do it close teleport, because if I throw that up in coalition chat with coordinates, people are going to think it's a relaunch zone, and that's definitely not what this is right now. If you chat somewhere and say me in coalition chat, I can grab you that way too. Okay. Did you throw a chat in coalition? Little type thing? Did we lose her? Hello? I can't see a response. That's odd.
And I have restarted the course.
Alright, I guess I can just try it.
But in a different plane here.
Let's see. What's this? Hmm.
There's some flowers.
I sent coordinates out for whoever needed a pickup sit, but I'm not seeing or hearing them now. Maybe I can launch from here. It is more green. I don't know. Still very snug.
Street, is this kind of a rough area for you?
I wouldn't relaunch a plane from here. I'm stopped waiting to see if someone's going to show up because I was requested.
Okay. I
But
don't
they
think
don't.
the relaunch from here either because
Not playing. This is why I like people with their ears up and whatnot, because they're probably not relaying or paying attention. But yeah, I don't know. Did you hear them request a spot here before I responded to them? Because I didn't hear them until I responded. I'm going to take that silence as a no. Alright, yeah, I'm going to have to move along. I can't stay there forever. Alright. I can do it. What makes it hard, though, is if I don't have an identifier as to who's saying, oh, it's me, if they're new or their mic's muddled, I have no way of knowing who me is. I also didn't hear much of anything until I responded.
This is Bromgar.
Alright. Yeah, your voice is familiar. But it does help if you throw me an IM, because then I can give you a direct TP and confuse less people out there who might think it's a relaunch zone. But I can't do it. You can just chat in the coalition. Oh, there we go. I got a Cassie requesting a TP as well.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Alright. I saw Cassie's name for a moment. I see a Cassie name tag. There's a Cassie. Alright, you should be able to just right click and sit it, and it should put you to a chair. There's 3 more on the above deck, which you don't have to walk. You should just be able to sit anywhere on the carrier. It should send you to one of them. Okay, I see a blink out. Uh-oh, why'd you stand? What'd you do, Brognar? Brongar, you've standed. And I don't know where Cassie went.
I have no idea. I have no idea. Sitting is not a resident. It's not a good activity right now.
Okay, so yeah, I saw a dot on Cassie. I don't know if she's able to hear me. If you don't hear me well, you definitely want to turn me up as Captain Street, because what I say is definitely going to give you a lot of experience and let you know what's going on, especially with the carrier right now. Right now is a whole lot of red that we were sitting in right there, but I was stopped on a straight line because I can wedge our bodies through where it needed to be. Alright. And that was a right turn. But thankfully, there's alternate ways through here. Like a bunch of them. It just means I have to do a weird ass sharp turn to do it. This is going to get a little camera jarry. Especially the way it's set. Don't panic. That camera jarring shouldn't be a major thing. And looks like people are going right through this area here, central, and it's Brace, and Brace knows areas pretty well, so I think I can do it too. So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, this is where I almost got hung up the first time through.
Yeah. Stuff like this takes some patience. However, we could displace ourselves. Our bodies are separate from the center of the carrier, which means we're going to be well into it and sitting in this line while the carrier itself actually crosses. Like that. So when it comes to ban detection, they can't ban you if you're officially not on their simulator yet. But as such, you can cross yourself right into a lane before the carrier actually makes its formal crossing. And then you're detected as where you are when the carrier itself makes a crossing, and your little dots happen to be where they then actually are. Neat little tricks you learn with flying huge craft. There's a lot of features of sky carriers that give quite benefit for relaunches, especially when you can stick an edge of the craft that's far from the center and it won't even take up the impact space. So in theory, you can actually launch a plane that's like under 100 impact by just sticking the edge of the carrier in that little red zone that has only that 100 impact, and they'll be able to res on that surface. And it exists there, but it doesn't count towards the impact. So it's kind of like neat little exploits. And if Linden Labs had a smarter buffering system of temporary allowances, we probably wouldn't have to use exploits to make the system work. As it is, the community is running much of the system in a way that helps it moving forward, because Linden Labs itself has a chock full of employees that are not around as long as many of us have actually been. Plus, it's really a user-created community. Lindens aren't making like a whole bunch of stuff. They're just supposed to be largely keeping things working. You do have moles that build up some areas. And the moles are technically Lindens in a way. But yeah, last time I tried to teach a new Linden, they ran off chasing prim skirts. Many people know that story by now.
I have many times and kind of experienced that too. So.
Yeah, they were told to go into the system and start learning it. So just kind of hang around, do stuff, listen and stuff. And I had the experience. I was teaching them, showing them what things the system can do, and then away they ran, chasing the booty. some music is around here somewhere. That's interesting. I don't think it's anything too problematic though. Let's get this media thing restarted here. I'm going to push for as many of these chances. There are places out here we could potentially launch, but I think it might be just better to get a better looking thing for said launch. It's very crunchy out here. Great around here is actually a whole lot of resin areas, but knowing where those orbs are is another issue, which is why they should have an internal system for that as well, which they do not. The red zones on the moving map network that coalition pilots will get experience with will indeed show you something of what is running off as likely a problem. Doesn't mean it always is, but much of the time it is. It's just generally good to avoid them. This cut here runs right between area that's all considered red every which way around. Downside is red zone as well as open water, which is a whole lot less likely. It is a rough area out here. However, it looks like I might have some. Let me get a secondary reading here, which means I need to slow up for a moment. Alright. That indeed looks like an airport. Alright, so I'm going to park over this airport, and then you're going to launch southbound and then follow to waypoint 55. So go ahead and start setting your FAR HUDs to 55. Nothing's singing back as a problem here, so this should be good. Alright, and I will put the carrier to temporary anchor. Okay. Acree.
I'm here, what's up?
The announcement's gone out for pilots have a launch position.
Yeah, good, thank you.
But you missed it. But we're here still for the launch. You just missed the original announcement. Let's see. But don't worry, you got strip down there too. But yeah, you'll just want to launch to the south into that clear water and then hang a left and head your way to waypoint 55. Let's see.
I'm gonna get my navigation to 55 anyway.
Yeah, you can click on menu, and then on the drop down menu that comes from that, hit go mark and then put in 55 and submit.
Okay.
That's the faster way to do it.
Okay.
I'm on the USB.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
it is called Zap2.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I've got it.
Alrighty.
Nobody's for me.
Let me take a look. Yeah, it looks like Cassie's facing north.
We're about to make headlines.
You might be able to fly off over her if you get enough speed ahead. Let's see. Cassie, not sure if you can hear, but if you can, you might want to turn your plane 180. Because you're going to want to launch southbound, which is off the back of the boat. And then you're going to hang a left and onward to waypoint 55. But we're high up enough that you don't even need all that full strip. Alright, let's see. Deck is clear, other than the fact that I smashed part of the carrier right through their control tower. Okay. I don't want to say too much, but
That means that I've got a really pissed off engineer even us now.
I don't know. But not like because they supplied an airport where it's really necessary, because there's really not much red zones out here. Let's see. Matter of fact, I might even drop them a brief thanks here while I continue slowly forward and give myself time to
On one of these band lines here, right before I asked you for TP, I'm actually banned for 6 hours off of one of these properties here.
Yeah, those things should be removed from being an SL. Those things are very horrible. Any banning should be done manually by the user, not by an automatic scripted orb that can then remove you off of it to make like Lyndon's, can't understand that, like, oh, there's nothing here to go by. Well, there absolutely is. It's called, there's an orb banning people and then unbans them to make it all the less seeable how vile it is. Alright, let me get myself into this groove here.
Something even worse is when these people have like a system-wide lists, because that can be a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm hoping
Alright,
there's
just
not
start.
too many of those left. Blackballing used to be really bad, like about 15 years ago. And I was actually put on one of them. Thankfully, we figured it out pretty quickly because some fear dressed up pony at the time, back in the times of Prims no less, decided that they were going to put me on a thing and claim that my rifle was a griefing rifle. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not. I wasn't even doing anything with it, and the whole sim crashed down. Then they removed me, saying, okay, I'll remove you. But then they thought I wouldn't catch the fact that I was not removed from the list. So when I contacted the other guy, after we found out what it was, he said, no, I'm not going to remove you from a list. Oh, I even lost a carrier just now. And I'm like, yeah, but I was removed from being banned, but he forgot to remove me from the list, is what I told the head guy. And he's like, oh, yeah, I can fix that. So thankfully I caught it early. Now I need to figure out a resing solution because I actually hit a hidden red. And unfortunately, that's just what it is. I couldn't sneak myself onto that. And I'm currently going to need to sit on something too, because I have my controls locked. What is this? Oh wow, look at this. I found somebody's speedboat up on the dock. So I take it someone else had a problem. The good news is maybe I can make use of that, because it has a sit script in it. And I stand and I'll unlock my controls. There's also a motorcycle here. That I'm not sure why that's here, but either way, I could use either one of those. Hello, boat, making your rumbly sounds. Actually gives me an idea. Aha. I can move again. Alright. And now red zone. So, well, let's see. What can I do here? Get rid of that. Oh, whoops. Well, it's going to be a slow crossing because it's going to try and fit me to a vehicle I don't have. That's why when you cross a simulator on foot, it's extra slow after you've been dethroned from a vehicle. It's trying to attach you to something you do not have. That's why it takes an extra long time for crossing afterwards until you sit on something it likes. Okay, let's see. Time to do some crafty shit. Yep. Okay. And oh, that's a 10-second. I might get kicked out of something. Not sure yet. Alright, well, at least that's taken care of. Let's see, is this... No, it shouldn't be a red zone. Which is unfortunate, because there is a dock here. A dock that they've not made available for us random folks. Let's see, I don't need that. I want this over here. Also, no res. And a 60-second warning. Aha, but this is a red zone. Well, get that crap off my screen. See if we can get another lagoon up. Let's see what it says. Alright. I say on Helldiver streams? Victory by any means necessary. Often progress by any means necessary. Alright. Come on.
What's this route going through so many freaking narrow channels?
Because somebody wanted to make a challenge today. That is my only answer. Oh look, Godzilla. A flying Godzilla. I would say I have questions, but at this point I don't care. And there's balloons out here, which being that they are unmanned, I also do not care. They're going to get smashed. I can't say I've disregarded human life if there's no human life on it. Acre, you still in motion?
Yes, I am.
Oh, found your
On
ghost.
foot because they keep on shucking you from my plane. These
Oh.
orbs I caught, several of them shucking, not just it lag, it literally, they will rip you from your vehicle, the vehicle still exists, you'll still be able to move, they somehow forcibly unsack you.
Okay, so that is you down there. I was above your head when I was coming across there. You could try and grab me and sit on me if you like.
Trying to find you.
Oh, is that you down there? Let's see, because you did move ahead, but then I don't know.
I see you, and I'm going to grab you, but let's see. There. Nope, it's not letting me.
I might be technically in a different sim. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you need to be in the same sim. Alright, now try.
There.
There we go. Now we will charge ahead. Wow, something headed back in the other direction. Oh, they're supplying one of the standard res space finders, which I should also get to anybody who doesn't have one, even if they're not coalition. That one is very open, and everybody should have a standard res finder. Because even when the network is down, sometimes that's a good option. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah. I'm doing the thing to keep our little vanilla souls in the line. I'll jump right. Actually, I'll just go to the right. Actually, we gotta go straight through there. Because, yeah, right now, I'm very much playing the game with the rotating stick. As such, though, I should really start taxing people. Oh my goodness, was that a sharp turn the other direction? Wow, even that thing below me would have been confused. Yeah. Super sharp left. Damn near hairpin. force yourself through enough of these, though, and you are just A status for SL flight.
Oh, see you. You passed me up.
Oh, we went by you?
Yep, buddy.
Yeah, just keep watching these things here. That came with it. There's a 10-second in there somewhere, be advised. So I must have brushed it slightly. I kind of hope someone figures out another script scrambler and then just goes by a lot of these orbs and just nullifies them.
Because some of these orbs, unless I'm wrong, are reaching out a little bit too far.
What is the command to reset it?
FX, lowercase,
FX, alright.
if you have a PV plane, mind you. If it's a PV plane, then yeah, FX will throw everything through a recheck and reset, make it physical, and away it'll go. Provided you don't have the brake equipped on at right that point. Because if you FX with the anchoring on, it may reset you to recognize that it is on, and yeah, then you'd have to turn the brake off. Still gonna look at that, but yeah, it's another experiment I should run. That I didn't think to do yet. At least I don't think I did. I might haven't just forgotten. Okay. Alright, got ourselves a little straightaway here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be too picky about launches, unless I feel it's a really accommodating launch. Alright, into the great wide open, and these seem like very familiar wide opens. I do believe that we are going to be clear for a little bit here. Yep, there's the oil rig. I know right where we're at. Speaking of, actually, there's a couple red zones there. Let me just straighten it out and I'll back up into it. Let me give it a shot. Actually, I can just pull into that corner. Okay. Alright, I'm going to pivot here. Actually, there we go. Now I'll pivot here. Alright, Acre, if you can set your thing to a number that I'll give you in just a moment. Give it another shot from here. Be able to res on the back left corner of the Sky Carrier. Temp anchor. And you'll be headed to waypoint. Let me do this real quick. It's easier to read it on the other thing. 88. Lindros's old number. Still there, Acre? I think you might be on a Discord call.
What's up?
I was gonna say we've got a corner for another launch into a straightaway into a channel to waypoint 88. And it should go straight onward further than that too, so it should be a good point. Bottom back left corner of the carrier, you can just launch right off the left lane. Should be a straightaway. Okay, matter of fact, I'll put a call out for people who might need a relaunch. Okay. Alright, carrier's gonna be at a 5-minute break. I'm gonna get a drink. Despite it all, we're definitely going to beat several boats there. And I'm guessing there's probably going to be several boats that aren't even going to finish this one. too, and even putting non-buttered butter knives next to the butter as if to be reused, which still has sugar on it, like jelly and jam and stuff like that, which is also not good for me.
To wipe all of it off bread as much as possible.
Yeah, but if there's still jelly and I can detect it, you did a good enough job. Anyways, you can use another butter knife. It's okay. We're all right with water. We'll let you know when that changes if the apocalypse comes. And then you'll probably just be taking a leak outside like I do. Sometimes when you're in there, and I just really can't wait. Isn't that a communication for everybody here live on stream? And people would think that there was absolutely no value to our streams. Well, no one's actually said that, but you know. Content! Anyways. I'm gonna now head on forward. Actually, no, I'm not. I didn't get a drink. I took care of another thing and I was distracted because I had to warn my friend about something who's been living here for over 2 years because he can't find a place. Anyways, let me be right back again real quick. A little bit of cold water. Alright, let's see here. Seriously, a waypoint is a hard 90. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I realize this. But this is definitely one of those runs that was made for sailboats and to be a challenge even for the sailboats, which as such, a lot of sailboats probably aren't going to make it either. However, I am. There we go. Carrier's on the move. Let's see. What comes after this one? Let's signal when I'm going left, I'm guessing. Provided this would like to respond. Well, no. Apparently we're just channeling through this little thing. I can do that. That is a slender one. That's a left. Let's slow for that one. This is definitely one of those runs where a backup Av thing would probably be good. And that is a huge tower. You know what? I'm just going to knock it over. Dear sir. Smash. Information for the 5 p.m. What's that?
I was just offered coffee by one of these lands.
Oh, well, at least they're trying. I'd much rather get offered a coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I'd much rather get that than thrown out of my shed.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. I also need to get my tip jar system up for my YouTube stuff, which is probably going to be that coffee one. I hear some good things about, even though that they take a chunk more of the percentage of the donation. Till then, if people would like to donate and actually have money to do that, I don't fault you if you don't, because I sure don't have money thrown around. You can always ask me about my Steam wish list, which in turn will be used to keep the channel going, because it'll make for more things other than just Helldivers to play. Alright, what's coming after this one here? Yeah, okay, I can swing this nice and wide. And I don't think anybody needs a res, or if they do, they're not asking me that I know of. Stop, nonetheless, though, just in case. Does anyone else currently need another relaunch? That actually isn't a water. That's a nice lime-flavored powdered water. It's been a while. I must have left that in there for some time. Carrier, moving on. Okay. That is our entrance route. What was that?
Yeah, I just made it to the party place.
Okay. I should be along shortly. Yeah, I'm at 100 out of 108. I'll be there very soon. Hold it. There we go. Yeah, that was a PDF shop, huh? Well, guess that's where the party is. Looks like it's gonna come around. Center cross. All right. being aware, because I am very much in this open chunk of water. I think I'm actually going to turn a little bit here and then face the party. Take it to about 60. Close enough. Okay. There's a bunch of ones and zeros in there. What is this automaton talk?
Getting the music on, and then I'll run the others in the party place.
Okay. And I res the one without flags on the front, unfortunately. Alright, here we are. And I will check something on here. Take a little extra chunks of unnecessary info. Close it on up. Carrier that's considerably larger than the party area. And there's Bill on the deck. Party of people down there that we're not going to zoom too close up on for reasons some might very well see otherwise. But anyways, we're going to probably wrap up the actual stream portion here. This was definitely a longer than usual run. Stream has been running for pretty much a good solid hour and 44 minutes, so definitely one of those tenaciously endurance testing runs, especially with those conditions. But this one's finished, and I'm going to stop indeed the stream. So hopefully you'll tune in next time, which will probably be Helldivers or another flight. We'll find out when we get there.